Oh, yeah. It's a beautiful spring day here in the outskirts of Brockport, New York. And so I've decided a different means of planting my garden this year. And I want to share this with you, how to make your own soil. Now it's, I don't know, 5:30 or whatever. The sun is still at, I don't know, 8 o'clock, you know, high, whatever. If you don't get that, I'm sorry. Oh well. So, and making your own soil, what I have here is I have what's called mushroom mulch. Yeah, mushroom mulch, which is that's 1/3 of my ingredient. The second thing I have is I have a bag of fine sand. Okay. The third thing I have, and excuse me for walking out of camera distance, some peat moss. Yeah, so we have peat moss, fine sand, and mushroom mulch. Right, and that's what we're going to make our soil out of to plant my garden in. Yeah. So I bought, I don't know, 100 or 200 of these little guys to plant my bush beans in. They're like 6 inches by 6 inches deep. Did the research, you know. So I'm actually going to till my garden, all right. I'm going to place these so that they're 3/4 of the way down in the garden. All right. I'm going to cover it with 3mm black paper. So all that's going to be sticking up is this. So that solves my weed problem. All right. And I can grow my jade beans and so forth. So let's get to how we do it. All right. So basically, you need a couple of 5-gallon jugs or whatever you want to call them, buckets. So you take 1/3 of the peat moss, bloop, 1/3 of the fine sand, bloop, and 1/3 of the mushroom mulch, bloop, and you throw them in a container, which I don't know if you can see, like so. Yeah. So that's what I got. And the guy that I got this from for free, this is like ancient. The family forever like used to put ice in here and cold beer. So that just serves me fine. So you put all those ingredients in there. 1/3, 1/3, 1/3. I'll repeat that. 1/3 of peat moss, 1/3 of fine sand, and 1/3 of mushroom mulch or some other thing that's similar to mushroom mulch. Then, yeah. And 22 years ago, I bought this mixer. All right. So you pour all the ingredients in here, and I got to show you this. So you pour all the ingredients in here, and what I do, the mushroom mulch is very damp. So I take the sand, which is very dry. I take the peat moss, which is very dry. I mix that all in together. 1/3 of a 5-gallon bucket, 1/3 of a 5-gallon bucket of peat moss, and fine sand. So I mix that all up first. Then I add the damper product, which is the mushroom mulch. And then all I do, I've got this mixer attached to a power drill. It's just like baking a cake. So you go around and around and around till it's all mixed up. I won't get into it. I'm not going to waste your time. And then when it's all done, all right, you take one of these little babies right here. And what you do is you fill this up and compress it with your soil that you just made. All right. Now, each one of these, all right, I did the calculations. I won't waste your time with it too much. But each one of these, if I take 1/3 of a 5-gallon bucket of each of those 3 ingredients that I shared with you, that makes 5 gallons. So 5 gallons, if you have a, I don't know, this is 6 inches wide by 6 inches deep, which is perfect for my bean plants. All right. You'll get 14 of these out of there. And I compress it down, and then you go out and you dig your garden. So it's almost like kind of in between a raised garden and so forth. Anyways, you might get the point. I don't know. If you don't, text me and I'll give you all the answers. Yeah. So that's my garden video tips that I spent the whole winter. I got 50 hours of like research into this. So we'll see how it goes. Anyways, mates, happy gardening and happy pipe smoking. Yeah, over and out. From the outskirts of Rochester, New York, in the United States of America. And you may ask, why would you take this and bury it 3/4 of an inch or 3/4 of the way down and then cover it with black plastic? Well, it's a weed barrier, so it's kind of in between a raised garden bed and just a regular garden bed. So did a lot of research. We're going to figure out how it works. Yeah. Anyways, God bless you all. Paul Gilson, over and out.